ago, I used to message my fans, but not in a creepy way like a lot of you are trying to suggest. It was more of a loser kind of way. I've been sharing my life online for over 15 years. I've poured my heart out to you, and because of that I feel like I'm talking to my friends, but in the beginning of my career, I didn't really understand that maybe there should be some boundaries there. There were times in the DMs when I would overshare details of my life, which was really weird of me. I haven't done that for years, you see, because I changed my behavior and I took accountability.
I wanted this so bad.
I'm pregnant! I'm so excited!
Are you joking?
Let's discuss Colleen Ballinger, a forgotten YouTuber who got exposed a year ago for her extremely abusive, manipulative, and disgusting actions. From 2008 to 2023, she was a big name on YouTube. She was one of the earliest content creators on the platform, and she had millions and millions of fans ready to do anything to defend her miserable existence and help her stay relevant. But everything she built over more than a decade came crumbling down when the world discovered the shocking truth behind her carefully curated image. First, she got exposed for inappropriately interacting with a number of her teenage fans, asking them highly disgusting things like, "What is your favorite position?" or "Are you a virgin?" Her own superfan uploaded a video in 2020 accusing Ballinger of various unnerving things, including sending him her undergarments when he was only 13 years old. Later in her career, her own employees turned against her and accused her of underpaying, manipulating, and mistreating them for her own personal gains.
Worked for Colleen on the Miranda Sings bus tour 2018, and that was something that I thought was going to be life-changing for me, and it was in all the ways I didn't expect. I was bullied, tormented on a daily, eventually got my room access revoked. We had hotel rooms that we would drive.
Apart from being a creep and a Colleen has also been called out for her racist behavior. During the shoot of her Netflix series Haters Back Off, multiple of her crew members reported that she did not want many people of color in the background of her project. As disturbing as all of this sounds, it's only a fraction of what Colleen has done to earn her spectacular fall from grace. She was once a global YouTube powerhouse, commanding an audience of over 22 million. Now her videos struggle to hit even 50,000 views. That's not just a decline, it's a collapse. The reason behind her downfall is not just horrible actions, but also her refusal to take any accountability or apologize for the harm she's caused. She's so bad at apologizing and owning up to things that she uploaded this video to counter all the serious and mind-numbing allegations against her. In today's video, we'll take a deep dive into Colleen Ballinger's dark and twisted story. Her story has so many layers and so many mind-numbing terms that you'll be on the edge of your seat the entire time. So let's explore Colleen Ballinger's well-deserved downfall and discover some of the nastiest things she's done that destroyed her career. Colleen Ballinger, the subject of today's video, is a 38-year-old American content creator, stage artist, and celebrity who first became known due to her on-screen persona named Miranda Sings. Apart from Colleen's own YouTube channel, there is a YouTube page dedicated to Miranda where Colleen regularly uploaded videos. Miranda was a comical, quirky, fictional character who acted in unexpected ways and entertained her audience.
Oh, hickey, lacky, lacky, hey, hickey, hoy, I'm coming to Hawaii. It's gonna be fun there when I'm wearing a hula skirt, and we are there at the Spam.
Between 2008 and 2013, the Miranda Sings character exploded in popularity, especially among teenagers and children. Her humor was loud, exaggerated, and seemingly clean, which made it easily digestible for younger audiences. During this time, Colleen Ballinger capitalized on the character's rising fame and numerous live stage tours, cementing her status as one of YouTube's biggest early stars.
Great job, good job. You're my best too, by the way. You're my best too. Love you, Mark. Okay, go away. All right, James, come here. Have a seat. Okay, have a little seat. I'm gonna get you a microphone. I'm so excited. Here you go.
Colleen didn't just stick to YouTube, she expanded Miranda's presence to television as well, appearing in shows like Victorious, and eventually starring in the 2016 Netflix original series Haters Back Off. The Miranda persona brought Colleen massive fame and a devoted following. While she dabbed in other content, Miranda Sings was clearly her golden ticket. Over the years, she reportedly created more than 2,000 Miranda videos, racking up billions of views and transforming the character into a cultural phenomenon, at least for a while. After the release of her Netflix series, the popularity of Colleen's character started declining gradually. The reason was simple. Colleen's young audience was now becoming mature, and Miranda was becoming too outdated and boring for them. The format of Colleen's videos was way too unfunny, slow, and boring for the 2020 audience, so her original audience became disengaged, and she miserably failed to attract new viewers. Despite Colleen's various attempts to revive her character, she just couldn't save her from becoming irrelevant and eventually vanished from the internet. While Miranda Sings was a big part of Colleen's career, this was not the only thing she knew. She was a singer and a stage artist, so despite losing a bit of her following, she was still relevant and a big star. However, in 2020, a controversial incident happened that marked the beginning of Colleen's downfall. While the incident we're going to talk about did not actually impact Colleen's career or harm her in any way, it's an important part of this story, because this is the first time Colleen was exposed on the internet. Nearly 5 years ago, a 17-year-old boy named Adam McIntyre uploaded a half-hour-long video on YouTube with the title, Colleen Ballinger, Stop Lying. In this video, Adam, who was a former fan of Colleen and also worked for her, accused her of numerous things. To give you some background, Adam McIntyre was one of Colleen Ballinger's most dedicated fans. From 2013 to 2017, Colleen's YouTube content was hugely popular, especially among children, many of whom were completely obsessed with her. Adam was one of them. He says he watched all of her videos and shows religiously and even ran fan pages devoted to Colleen and her family.
And I discovered Miranda Sings in 2012, and I found Colleen through this. I ran a fan page on Instagram that I created in 2014 and a fan page on Twitter that I created in 2013, which I dedicated all of my time to. It was just me supporting the Ballinger family. It was simple.
According to Adam, their direct communication began when he was just 13 years old, after Colleen noticed his name during a live stream and reached out. What followed was deeply inappropriate. In his video, Adam claimed that Colleen frequently discussed topics with him that were far from age-appropriate. For example, she allegedly confided in him about intimate and emotional details of her divorce from her then-husband, Josh, despite Adam being only a child at the time.
Me and Colleen started talking on a more personal level, and by 2017 we were good friends, or what I would have called good friends. Very quickly we started talking a lot, and my parents were really happy to see the fact that someone like Colleen Ballinger was so dedicated to talking to all of her fans. This slowly turned into me getting private details about her divorce, and what was happening with the relationship with her ex-husband. Around this time though was whenever my parents started getting a little bit more cautious and were wondering why a 30-year-old was talking to, at this time, a 13-year-old about her divorce. So from this point on...
The situation grew even more concerning when, according to Adam, Colleen began encouraging him to dig through gossip sites, fan forums, and online chat groups discussing her personal life. She allegedly used him as a kind of young informant, someone she could rely on to monitor what people were saying about her online.
To get her the information. And in 2016 to 2018, I was always asked to follow along gossip sites. Now the gossip sites were talking about her ex-husband and her relationship and the divorce. And I was very much so made to follow along.
Adam said he felt pressure to comply with her requests in order to stay in her good graces. He also described how Colleen would give him false hope, making vague promises or offering validation to keep him emotionally invested and willing to continue feeding her information.
They asked me to distance myself from Colleen and all the Ballinger family. So it was at this point that I stopped really giving that much information, or as much as I did, to Colleen. But I would always be baited and dragged along again. Whether it was subscribing to my YouTube channel, which made me really happy, and then I would be asked again to get information, or a time where I was really upset because my name was getting thrown into the mix of a lot of things, and then I got a YouTube comment on one of my videos, and then I was asked again. Or in one case making me believe that I would be flown out to America to go to VidCon, me and my brother would be, along with someone else in the fandom. There's no need to mention their name. And that was strung along for ages as well, to the point where me and my brother actually bought an external one of them wall plugs for America, and then that just never happened.
The most unsettling thing Adam shared in his video was that Colleen sent him lingerie as an inside joke when he was only 13. He included some clips from the live stream where Colleen and her best friend Kory publicly suggested sending Adam lingerie. They even laughed about how his parents might react when they received a lingerie parcel for their minor son.
That outfit! Screaming! Homeschooled Christian University realness.
Adam, Cookie Ballinger said, "Hi, you are such a fashion icon," and tweeted the ugliest picture of me. This is honestly the worst outfit. He's so rude. What made you order these ugly clothes?
Adam!
Those clothes are nasty. He's so rude. Oh my god, he's so sassy. Your Twitter account is making me laugh so much. Oh my god, that makes me laugh. I want to send him something. Do you want the bra, Adam?
Adam, do you want the bra and panties? Tweet right now.
Oh my god. Yeah, Adam, let me know what you want. He's in Ireland. Hi, Adam.
This was what I was sent. I don't even know, sorry, I don't know which way this goes. This is what I was sent, okay. Am I doing like a haul for you? I don't know. And then, I hate touching it. Then, these. I don't know which way they go, but these as well. So, I was genuinely still surprised that my...
None of this is funny. As we dig further into this video, you'll realize that Colleen always had a habit of making inappropriate jokes, despite knowing that she targeted teenage viewers. It's shocking that her unhinged and creepy behavior went unnoticed for years. According to Adam, Colleen exploited her relationship with him in the worst way possible. She often asked him to give her creative input on her work, and eventually hired him when he was only 16 or 17. While there's nothing illegal about what Colleen did, the way she used Adam and exploited his creative skills is disgusting. As soon as Adam started working for Colleen, he posted a tweet from her Miranda Sings account that blew up on the internet. People accused Colleen of queer baiting, and she did not take this allegation very well. Adam alleged in his video that Colleen approved all the tweets he posted, and when things did not go in her favor, she guilt-tripped Adam into believing that it was all his fault.
Because I felt awkward. I felt like I made a mistake, maybe. So since 2017, Colleen had been coming to me for video ideas, tweet ideas, Instagram ideas, anything for the Miranda Sings character, but also some for herself too. It was mainly focusing on helping her in the Miranda account from 2017 on, but there was a little part of helping her own channel out with ideas as well in 2017 to 2018. So I just helped give ideas. She was aware that the Miranda character had passed its time and that she didn't really enjoy doing it anymore because she couldn't really be problematic as the character anymore. So in December of 2017, I proper started giving tweets for the Miranda account. This included tweets on iCarly, Brazil, and a number of other things. I'm pretty sure she was in Hawaii at this stage. Yeah, she was. And whenever we talked about how Miranda wasn't really doing well anymore, she messaged me and then said, "Well, help me." And that's then whenever I started giving the tweet ideas. So on the 25th of March of this year, I started giving I presented her with about 15 different tweet ideas. So then came a tweet about Miranda Sings coming out as a Meghan Trainor fan, which she was initially confused about, and she says, "I don't know what you're saying about Meghan." So then I explained it again, and Colleen was fully gonna go ahead posting it herself, as you can see here. So I helped give her the photos and the concept, and she said, "When should I do that? Should I do that today or tomorrow before I post the video?" And I said, "What are you waiting for, today?" And she says, "Okay, cool." Showing that she had every single intention to post this tweet on her own behalf. And then on the 26th of March at 12 minutes past 10 p.m, she messaged me and said, "I have a present for you today. I've never done this with anyone, but I'm trusting you." And then she proceeded to tell me about how she was planning on making me her social media intern. Right now, I'm considering you my social media intern, but if things go well, we can talk about me hiring you part-time for an hourly rate. I don't like using your creativity and insight for free.
After Adam posted his video and it went viral, Colleen responded with a video of her own. In her response, she twisted the narrative in a way that painted herself as the victim, while casting Adam in a negative light. Shockingly, much of the internet initially sided with her, praising her for what they saw as a bold and confident clapback. While Colleen did take limited accountability, she shifted most of the blame onto Adam, claiming that he was the one who kept asking her to send him lingerie. At this point, it's crucial to remember, Adam was only 13. Even if he had asked, which is still highly questionable, where was her judgment? Colleen was 30 years old when she formed this relationship with a minor, and that dynamic is inappropriate and deeply troubling on every level.
Send them to him. And eventually he tweeted me asking me for them again. I sent them to him. He put them on over his clothes and posted about them. It was like a big joke within the fandom. I did this publicly. That live stream is still up right now. And I've always given out weird random things in live streams. I've given out a taco costume. I've given out old bobby pins, dirty shoes. A few weeks ago, I sent a fan like a single piece of toilet paper. I've always given away weird stuff. And so in my mind at the time, this was no different than all the other weird stuff I send to my fans as a joke. Now, in hindsight, I see how completely stupid of me. I should have never sent that. I don't know what part of my...
Sometime before Adam posted his video, a highly disturbing video of Colleen surfaced that featured her and her sister dressed as Latina women. This video also sparked some outrage, as the entire skit was stereotypically racial. Addressing this controversy, Colleen took full accountability, while accepting that she was being ignorant and extremely culturally insensitive.
Colleen Ballinger apologized with a song. Colleen Ballinger, who rose to fame with her eccentric character Miranda Sings, has faced allegations of grooming and inappropriate friendships with her fans. This all began when Adam McIntyre uploaded a video to YouTube detailing the alleged bullying and grooming of minors.
There is literally hundreds of people here speaking up about their experiences being in group chats with Colleen.
But since then, the entire thing has snowballed, with more people coming forward with stories in which Colleen has made them feel exploited and uncomfortable.
We get to the point in the yoga challenge where I am laying down and Colleen is spreading my legs basically as far as she can. I basically felt so it felt incredibly violating.
And while the world exploded with outrage and disgust, Colleen was eerily quiet. Until now. Colleen has posted a video addressing the allegations, but the internet has been left outraged as they feel this isn't an apology at all.
All aboard the toxic gossip train.
Surprisingly, Colleen's video was so powerfully manipulative that the internet instantly forgave her. People even turned against Adam, accusing him of making up lies and tarnishing her reputation. After this incident, Adam remained silent on the matter until 2023, when another of Colleen's former employees, Cody, came forward with serious allegations of her own. Like Adam, Cody also used to be Colleen's fan and worked for her for an extended time. On June 3rd, 2023, Cody posted a video titled, "Why I Left the Colleen Ballinger Fandom," in which she recalled how Colleen reached out to her through DMs after Adam posted his initial video. Cody alleged that both Colleen and Kory wanted her to dig up dirt on Adam and make a video about it to spin the entire narrative in their favor.
To make a video, but I was already working on my Deluxe finale, and so I was like, I need to finish this and then I'll work on that. And I wanted to wait and see like what happened. I am going to show you DMs between me and Colleen and me and Kory because I think you need to see these. She DMs me and says,
I wanted to reach out to you privately and in confidence and let you know why I'm staying silent. After he sent me that last message,
which you can see in his video, I'll link that down below,
that he is now made public, I responded to his messages immediately, did not ghost him, and then received a message from his mother through his DMs asking me to not speak of him. I now realize I should have never been communicating with him in the first place.
Yeah, duh. He was a child. He's not even the only child that she was talking to. She was literally in DMs talking to children about sex. Here's one. Are you This is Colleen in a group chat with children. They're called the Weenies. This is the group chat. If you're in the Colleen Ballinger fandom, you know about this.
Cody revealed that Colleen had asked her to create the video to help guide what Colleen should say in an upcoming response.
Was that all satire, Colleen? I think Colleen messaged me so I would do her dirty work for her and tried to get me on her side. And it worked, sadly. Now, I believe the reason that she DM'd me was so I would make this video. I would make a video that would defend her. And it worked. And that's sad.
Although Cody's revelations reignited the controversy, the public reaction to her was largely negative. Many Twitter users criticized her, alleging that she was an adult, not a minor, when she participated in a smear campaign against a 17-year-old boy. Facing intense backlash, Kory temporarily unlisted her video and later hosted a 2-hour live stream, during which she broke down in tears while trying to explain her side of the story. Viewers also learned during the live stream that Kory's decision to speak out may have been motivated by a personal falling out with Kory, who had recently blocked her. In response to this live stream, Adam also posted a video saying that he did not forgive Kory for her actions. According to him, she held on to the information that would have cleared his name years ago, but she chose to remain silent and let Adam get bullied and tormented on the internet.
Close enough, we can go ahead and just say a year, okay? Because we're only like 9 days into June, so we can go ahead and just say a year, okay? Mm-hmm. You have said twice that the reason you wanted to make this video was because Kory blocked you.
Yeah. That was...
Cody Tyler confirms that the reason they made that video, holding on to evidence that would have cleared me for 3 years, was because Kory DeSoto blocked them. That was the final straw. That was the final straw. Kory DeSoto blocked them. And that made them so sad that was the limit. That was when they released the information.
After Kory posted her first video, Adam was initially grateful. Finally, someone was speaking the truth, and after 3 long years, people were starting to believe him. But when Kory unlisted the video after facing backlash, Adam felt abandoned and betrayed all over again. In a series of emotional tweets, he expressed his deep disappointment in Kory, even going so far as to call her the worst person he'd ever known. He said he was seriously considering legal action against her for the damage she had caused him. One of the most interesting things about Kory's video, besides her exchange with Colleen, was some screenshots she revealed from the Weenies group chat. For the context, Colleen made this group chat with some of her fans who were no more than 16 or 17 years old. Children as young as 13 were also in this group, as Adam alleged he was also part of the chat. Kory revealed several screenshots in her video from this group chat, where Colleen was talking extremely inappropriately with these kids. After Kory's video, more and more screenshots from this chat started surfacing, and things went from shady to outright dark and disturbing.
Child. He's not even the only child that she was talking to. She was literally in DMs talking to children about sex. Here's one. Are you a virgin? This is Colleen in a group chat with children. They're called the Weenies. This is the group chat. If you're in the Colleen Ballinger fandom, you know about this group chat. She's also asking, what's your favorite position? These are children.
In these screenshots, Colleen was making totally inappropriate jokes and urging her young audience to do the same.
Child. He's not even the only child that she was talking to. She was literally in DMs talking to children about sex. Here's one. Are you a virgin? This is Colleen in a group chat with children. They're called the Weenies. This is the group chat. If you're in the Colleen Ballinger fandom, you know about this group chat. She's also asking, what's your favorite position? These are children.
Here's a screenshot where Colleen is urging Adam to send pictures of his backside. He was hardly 14 or 15 at the time. Here's another one where children are making fun of Colleen's ex-husband Josh, and Colleen is joining the conversation, saying that her current boyfriend is ripped. Not only that, there were multiple screenshots where Colleen was talking in detail about her divorce from her ex-husband Josh. These messages contained very intimate and personal details about her separation from her ex-husband. In every sense, these texts appeared highly inappropriate for a group chat that had extremely young kids as members. The way children are constantly validating her feelings in this group chat while listening to her trauma dump is insane. A 36-year-old woman sharing her divorce problems with kids and behaving as if they were all mature is bad and downright disturbing. From this point on, Colleen's whole world started crumbling down as people started accusing her of being minors. Adam also posted a video saying that it took him years to realize that he was actively being manipulated and groomed by his idol. Adam also tweeted in June saying this: although Colleen claimed in her video that she stayed silent about Adam out of respect for his parents' request, this screenshot suggests otherwise, showing that she was actively trying to gather damaging information about him. Adam wasn't the only young fan Colleen and her inner circle were accused of exploiting. Content creator Johnny Silvestri also came forward, alleging that both Colleen and her close friend Kory mistreated him, exploiting his creative talents and subjecting him to bullying. Unlike Adam, however, Johnny's main grievances were directed at Kory.
It's wrong. It's disgusting. I was 15 years old when all of this started happening, and that has been acknowledged. And I think the grossest part is how inadvertently the blame is still somewhat being shifted towards me because I was, a young, impressionable, naive teen at the time, and I didn't know boundaries and everything.
In this video, Johnny shared that he joined the Colleen Ballinger fandom when he was just 15 years old. A few years later, in 2018, he got what he thought was a dream opportunity, the chance to work for Colleen during the Miranda Sings tour. But what began as a dream quickly turned into a nightmare that, according to Johnny, still haunts him to this day. Throughout the tour, Johnny claims he was relentlessly bullied and mistreated by Kory, who even forced him to sleep and shower on the tour bus. It wasn't until Colleen's mother and sister joined the tour that someone took pity on him, allowing him to use their hotel bathroom instead. Sadly, Johnny says the toxic dynamic continued even after the tour. In a tweet, he revealed that Kory, allegedly threatened by his presence, constantly belittled him. During the filming of Colleen's Netflix series, Johnny claimed Kory even told him to stay in the basement. Not only that, Johnny was also exploited and underpaid the entire time he worked for Kory and Colleen. He mentioned in his tweet that he was only paid $120 to $140 for a 12-hour shift. This was barely anything for Johnny, but he kept working for Colleen and her team because he was naive and thought extremely highly of them. Despite all the bullying and abuse he suffered, he reached out to them again in hopes that things would improve. However, Colleen once again belittles him and ignores him. According to Johnny, Colleen always acts as if she understands him and speaks nicely, but he's finally realized that she's done nothing to help him. Colleen was not the only one who let this abuse happen, but the entire crew remained silent and let Johnny get tormented at the hands of Kory. Besides Colleen and Kory, Johnny also called out Joshua, Colleen's ex-husband, for his double standards and hypocritical behavior. He mentioned in his video that Joshua allegedly gave him his number while signing a paper crown for him in 2016. From there, things went personal, as both Johnny and Joshua started communicating, and their friendship grew so strong that Joshua started calling Johnny his little brother.
Why is it that I don't know boundaries, Josh, but you were the one to sign this crown with Colleen and Miranda, and then you not only signed it, but you continued to open it up and write in it, and when I opened it, I'm not going to show the whole thing, but that looks like a phone number to me. That's your phone number.
However, after divorcing Colleen, Joshua completely ghosted Johnny, leaving him highly confused and disappointed. Later, Joshua reached out to Johnny, saying he was sorry for ghosting him and making him feel bad, but at the time, he felt that their relationship was too much for him to handle. Just like Colleen, Joshua also allegedly took advantage of this power dynamic by getting Johnny to run his Twitter account and collaborate with him for YouTube videos. Johnny stated that he was never paid for these jobs. But here's a twist in this story. Unlike the other victims who came forward about Colleen and her family, Johnny's account of Joshua didn't quite add up. His story had several loose ends and inconsistencies that raised doubts. Interestingly, those who had previously spoken out against Colleen, including Adam McIntyre, had always spoken positively about Joshua David Evans. So when Johnny accused Josh of cheating, the claims didn't sit well with a lot of people and sparked widespread criticism. Eventually, a YouTuber named Swoop did some investigation and figured out that Johnny's grooming allegations against Joshua were completely baseless and malicious. He was constantly leaving out context, misrepresenting facts, and twisting the timeline to appear as a victim. A year later, Joshua also uploaded a video to his own YouTube channel, talking about the events of the past year. He discussed Colleen and the various allegations thrown his way. He specifically talked about Johnny without mentioning his name, and stated that his claims were completely untrue. Johnny's malicious actions did not only hurt Joshua's reputation online, but also made him suffer a lot in his personal life. In this detailed video, Joshua said that his entire life was put on hold due to these false accusations. A lot of people online, including Adam McIntyre, believe Joshua's side of the story, while calling out Johnny for his ungrateful and hypocritical behavior. Some people on Reddit also speculated that Johnny had a crush on Evans, and when he did not get the desired attention, he turned malicious and took revenge. A person commented on Johnny's own video saying, "I truly think Johnny was obsessively in love with Josh and envisioned a relationship that was not there. I think he thought that coming out to Josh would turn around and tell Johnny that he's been in love with him this whole time. Johnny speaks like a woman scorned." And I wholeheartedly agree that Johnny leeched his way through these people's lives, and when it no longer served him, switched up. I also feel like Johnny was working undercover with Colleen to get close to Adam, Becky, and Oliver, to get the inside scoop, because based on his 6-hour interview with Swoop, he still gives off mean girl energy, Colleen energy, and it makes me weird to think he's still one of her minions. While Johnny badly lost his credibility online, there were some other victims who came forward with solid evidence against Colleen and her peers. It's possible that Johnny might have lied, but people who actually suffered at the hands of Colleen were determined to take her down. Sometime after Johnny's video, another ex-fan named Ollie came forward with some explosive screenshots. But this time, these screenshots were not about Colleen, but her deaf brother, Trent Ballinger. In June 2023, Ollie wrote a thread on Twitter alleging that Trent Ballinger messaged him inappropriately when he was only 13 years old. In these screenshots, Trent was being extremely problematic and downright creepy. He repeatedly told Ollie that he must not show their messages to anyone, as his family had advised him not to communicate with people under 18. Trent also discussed topics like orientation with this 13-year-old kid and suggested he should not label herself at such a young age. In one of the screenshots, Trent could be seen misinterpreting song lyrics that someone sent to Ollie, believing that he might have had sex with this person. Trent did not stop at these disgusting remarks, and even requested Ollie to send him some pictures and special videos of himself. After all this, when Trent suggested they should communicate outside of Twitter and on a more personal level, Ollie was seriously uncomfortable and thankfully denied his request. It's important to point out that Trent Ballinger was around 30 years old and he was allegedly engaging in inappropriate communication with a minor. What makes this situation even more troubling is the larger context. The entire Ballinger family has built a brand around creating content for children and young teens. Their videos, live shows, and social media presence were heavily followed by impressionable audiences who idolized them. Being in constant contact with young fans placed the Ballingers in a position of significant influence and responsibility, something they often failed to acknowledge. This created a deeply problematic and dangerous power dynamic. When adults in such influential roles blur the boundaries with minors, it's not just irresponsible, it's exploitative. Trent was not the only one who got under fire for his disgusting behavior. Colleen's father, Tim Ballinger, was also called out for something extremely creepy and unsettling. While he didn't directly interact with any of Colleen's fans, people found an unsettling public playlist on his YouTube channel featuring lots and lots of women with inflated bellies.
Of inflation. And this is a very public thing. And let's just let it play, and then I have something to show. I have something to show after this.
This is good. No, I'm sorry.
Want.
But here's Tim Ballinger. He has a playlist Want with 78 videos that he's made. It's his first. Title Want? Yeah. Yes. And then look at the fuck. Helium belly inflation Valentine's Day special.
Obsessed.
Forced belly inflation. I don't know what that means.
I think it's like you pump your body up to inflate.
With what? How do they inflate it? With what?
I don't know.
Okay, well,
so some of these videos have to do with pregnant women. And about pregnant, it says pregnant inflation, pregnant bodies. Okay? Now,
at the time, many people argued that Tim was entitled to his personal fetishes as long as he wasn't acting on them inappropriately. However, some fans pushed back, pointing out that the issue wasn't the fetish itself, it was the fact that Tim made an inappropriate playlist public, fully aware that his audience included children. That, they argued, was deeply irresponsible and disturbing. Another name that went under fire was Kory DeSoto, Colleen's longtime friend, YouTube collaborator, and frequent co-star in countless videos. When Colleen was exposed, it wasn't long before fans noticed that Kory wasn't any different. In fact, some argued he followed in Colleen's footsteps a little too closely. As allegations against Colleen poured in, old videos featuring Kory also resurfaced. These videos revealed the disturbing truth. Kory had participated in the same type of inappropriate humor, aimed squarely at a fan base made up of mostly minors. From crude jokes to overtones, Kory was often seen doubling down on the offensive skits Colleen led. What's more disturbing is that Kory also maintained a private group chat with underage fans, much like the infamous Weenies group that Colleen was part of. Within this private space, Kory reportedly discussed mature topics like alcohol, drugs, and topics wildly inappropriate for conversations with children and teens.
Wants to hold, his hand, whatever. And then someone goes, how are you going to survive quarantine? And Kory says, to this group chat that has people that are younger than full-grown adults, no ideas, edibles and White Claws. So just in a private group chat talking about drugs and alcohol in a group chat.
In one resurfaced clip, Kory openly discussed a time he accidentally posted a partially nude photo of himself on Twitter in which his genitals were visible. Instead of expressing remorse or embarrassment, he and Colleen were shown laughing uncontrollably about the incident, as if it were an innocent mistake rather than a serious breach of boundaries, especially given their large underage following.
I accidentally tweeted a picture of me bits. I was naked. I tweeted a picture of me naked.
This is like my favorite thing that has ever happened to me on tour.
Listen, at Colleen's show, you guys always get us gifts, and for some reason, bath bombs was a hot topic on this tour, and so I put the bath bomb in the water, and it turned a beautiful blue, and I had my legs up like this, and I took a picture, and I was like, thank you for the bath bomb, and I posted the picture because I was in the bath. But if you click on the picture and zoom up, you can see the outline of the testicles. And I died. I was dying. I screamed.
So he texted me, he's like, oh my god, I tweeted a picture of my balls, what do I do?
And the first thing she says is, let me see. And so I texted the picture, she's like, dying.
Yeah. So then I went on Twitter to like check, because he was like, should I tweet something about it?
I was like, I deleted it, not gonna say a word,
and I was
it's
like,
gone.
Don't say anything, like it's just gone, it's gone from the world, like you deleted it, it's gone. So then I go onto Twitter and I look at your like Twitter handle and all these things are like, is that a bath bomb? Please tell me that's a bath bomb or that's not. Please tell me that's two bath bombs floating at the bottom and not something else. People are like, what is this for you? Did you need to tweet that? Like everyone was calling
like, float your legs, ho.
So I was like, Mayday, you cannot not say something else. Like, you have to say something, because everyone just saw your testicles. And so finally, he's like, what do I say? I was like, just say it was something else. Say it was something. Say it was bath bomb. Say it was your hand. And so then he tweeted out, like, you perverts.
It was my hand. And I'm positive someone has a picture, and you better not post it. If you do, I will be so mad. I will block you from everything.
It was one of my favorite moments of all time. It was so, I was screaming. I was laughing so hard, and I was rooming with my mother on tour. And so I was like dying about it. I was like sobbing, and I was like, what? And I was like, I can't tell you. She's like, what? And I was like, oh my god, Kory tweeted a picture of his balls. And I showed her the picture, and she was like kicking in the bed and like screaming and crying. My mom was like dying about it. It was my favorite moment of my whole life. Like it was, I will never forget it. It was, thank you so much for accidentally tweeting your balls, because it's like gives me my favorite memory of all time.
Even their YouTube content is rife with examples. Numerous videos show Kory and Colleen engaging in inappropriate skits, complete with suggestive jokes, awkward scenarios, and commentary that clearly targeted a younger demographic. Whether they were dressing up, acting out disturbing scenarios, or making crude jokes under the guise of comedy, the pair normalized adult themes in a space that catered to minors.
Children. Shall we take a peek?
I like mine small. I like it when I can cup things.
And I like mine a little bigger.
I know you have a nice one when you give it a pat and it bounces back. Can I smack yours?
Please. How does it feel?
It feels firm. My hole's so stringy, it looks like there's cobwebs in my hole.
That's how you know if it's old.
Ooh, spooky.
Looks really scary.
Sam was saying that the internet
Yeah, I'm gonna make you sit through it all, by the way.
was making my head so big, I couldn't even fit through the back door anymore.
It wasn't enjoyable.
By the way, these are recent ones as well. These are recent ones.
So big, Olivia.
Yeah. We used the back door because Sam's pussy tried to escape through the front.
Yes. It smells like last Thursday night.
Kory, like Colleen, also spent a great deal of time online, interacting with fans in ways that, while seemingly friendly, crossed major boundaries. He would often refer to himself as a big brother figure to fans, which in theory might sound wholesome, but when paired with the mature topics he discussed, it created a dangerous power imbalance. One voice memo from Kory DeSoto that resurfaced online raised serious red flags, especially when discussed by Adam McIntyre in one of his reaction videos. In this video, Kory speaks in an unusually emotional and dependent tone to a group of young fans, most of whom were minors. Rather than maintaining healthy boundaries as an adult content creator, he spoke about feeling emotionally supported by them, and implied they were among the only people he trusted or connected with. This kind of language, coming from a man in his 30s, struck many as creepy and downright unsettling, especially considering the age of his audience.
Hey everyone, it's Kory. I just wanted to record a voice memo because I have a lot to say. But first of all, I just want to say that I love all of you. You honestly mean so much to me.
Oh my god.
You have no idea. I know that it sounds weird because I'm a full-grown adult and some of you are younger.
Oh my god.
And blah blah blah. I honestly think of all of you as my best friends. I don't have friends.
Oh
and
god.
I'm a loner and I'm a loser. My only friend is Colleen.
Oh my god.
And it's so comforting to go online and talk to you guys and feel loved and cared about, because I love and care about all of you. And I trust you, and I with all my friends, I vent to you, and when I'm angry, and I feel better, and I feel comforted by you all, and I hope that I can do the same for you. But this whole thing with Krista has just escalated into something really bad.
Oh my god.
Amidst all this drama, the intense backlash for Colleen Ballinger also did not cease. As people started digging through her content, they found things that were not only shocking but also extremely sickening. Some screenshots that Adam revealed in his initial video showed Colleen talking about people these days not understanding satire and humor. Well, do you know what her idea of satire is? Well, watch this clip.
Joked about this word multiple times. Was it satire of you joking about R-wording your then husband? Was it satire you telling people they should R-word your friend Harvey? Was it satire you joking about R-wording your young audience's Twitter feeds? Using the R-word again? Was this satire? You saying haters gonna hate, potatoes gonna potate, tomatoes gonna tomate, and R-word's gonna R?
Over the years, Colleen has made extremely inappropriate, suggestive, and downright racist jokes without facing any consequences. These screenshots are proof that Colleen's brand of humor is just insulting people and making offensive jokes. The fact that small children and teenagers were idolizing this woman while obsessively following her content makes this situation even more vile. Watch this video, for instance, where she is so casually talking about sensitive topics.
No, I was gonna rake you, but if you're into the covers, that is way too much work. Sweet dreams.
What exactly was funny about this video, Colleen? This wasn't a one-time lapse in judgment. Colleen has repeatedly shown a disturbing lack of responsibility in her content. In one particularly troubling instance, while filming a vlog for her channel, she did something to her ex-husband Joshua, which was blatantly indecent and lewd. Shockingly, despite knowing that their audience was primarily made up of children, this scene still made it into the final cut of the vlog.
It's okay. I'm her husband. What are you doing? Stop it. Stop it, stop it. Seriously, baby, this is the vlog. I'm not editing this out.
He's mad at me right now because he doesn't like it if my hand is on her.
Not only that, while at the beach, Colleen once admitted to film a naked child without the permission of their parents and made a highly disgusting and lewd joke about blowing.
We're at a beach called the Big Beach.
Good
and it is a big beach with lots of people up and down both sides. It's nifty. A little naked child just ran up to me, a little boy with a little pee-pee. He's laying on the sand right now. I'm gonna try to get him. I don't know if that's him, if you can see that. He wanted me to blow his bubbles. That sounds really dirty. Don't worry, they were actual bubbles. Yes. And she blew.
She was not only really suggestive towards her young fans, but also often sexualized children from her own family. Colleen Ballinger commonly used highly inappropriate and disgusting thumbnails in her videos. But fans were deeply shocked when they discovered an inappropriately titled video on her channel with the image of her young nephew in the thumbnail. This was not a one-off incident, as she was also once seen asking her young niece to read the phrase, "deep in my balls." Here are some more clips of Colleen acting unhinged, suggestive, and downright disturbed.
All over my house right now, and every time it rains, it leaks, just like a teenage girl's.
Oh, he's cute. He could be my next bang. This is Johnny. He used to be a massive...
While Colleen was behaving erratically online, she was also actively encouraging her fans to mirror that same unhinged behavior. In a tweet, Adam revealed that Colleen once sent a video of herself putting a tampon in her mouth to the Weenies group chat, and then asked the others to do the same. The leaked message from the Weenies group chat also raised serious concerns about the kind of conversations taking place between Colleen and her fans. According to screenshots shared online, much of the dialogue appeared to center around mature and topics. One fan even noted how frequently these kinds of subjects came up in the chat. In response, Colleen reportedly described herself as kinky, a comment that found many surprising and inappropriate given the mixed ages of participants in the group. After everything that's come to light, Colleen's decision to deny the allegations and act as if none of it was her fault feels not only dismissive but deeply troubling. Instead of acknowledging the harm caused by her actions, she chose to downplay it all, portraying herself as a victim of internet hate rather than someone who needs to take accountability. Her content didn't cross lines with inappropriate jokes involving minors. It repeatedly relied on offensive humor that targeted people's ethnicities, appearances, and personal struggles. These weren't isolated missteps. They were part of a larger pattern of behavior that many now view as manipulative and harmful.
A Jewish curl by my face, so I will split it up so it doesn't look like one like really thick curl, because that's really ugly.
Was you making fun of people not knowing English satire? Was this satire, Colleen? You calling yourself a P word? I was the first one to find this. I remember tweeting it and Dustin Daly being like, oh, you called yourself a P word. Is this satire? Here's when I downloaded it. Is this all satire? You joking about Mexican people? Was this you saying the R word? Was that satire? Oh, I had multiple ones. Here's another one. Here's another one where she says she has a special ed smile. Her joking about having eating disorder. This one, using the R word again. Here's another one. This. Her making fun of the N word. Was that all satire, Colleen? I think Colleen messaged me so I would do her dirty work for her and tried to get me on her side. And it worked, sadly. Now, I believe the reason that she DM'd me was so I would make this video. I would make a video.
She also received intense backlash when she hopped on stage with black paint on her face and sang Beyonce's Single Ladies. Many people accused her of being racist, but again, this type of behavior was not new to Colleen Ballinger. After a while, Colleen's legal team released an official statement clarifying that she was actually wearing green paint while performing the song, not black. But this clarification did nothing to minimize Colleen's widespread disapproval. Because time and again, Colleen crossed clear boundaries, using humor as a shield to deflect accountability. What's even more alarming is how long she was able to get away with it under the guise of being a quirky, relatable performer, all while her core audience was made up of young, impressionable viewers. Even if she didn't have black paint on her face in that particular video, what justifies calling an Asian woman fat or mocking the staff at a nail salon? These moments aren't harmless jokes. They reflect a pattern of racially insensitive and fat-phobic behavior that Colleen has displayed repeatedly over the years.
I have to show the world this.
Oh my god.
My nail looks really good.
That's who did that? Who did that nail?
I'm not telling you.
Ballinger special. For $20 extra, I can give you a smudge on your finger. I think your whole hand.
I cover your whole finger. So boys, I know you're jealous, but I really know you guys are doing the exact same thing as us right now.
So then I get on the plane, and I'm like, finally, I'm on the plane. I almost didn't make it. And I've got 2 seats next to me that are open. And I'm like, yes, lots of space to sleep. And then a man came and sat at the window, and I was on the aisle. And I was like, that's okay. Still have the middle seat, like, open. Hopefully no one will come in. So then they're about to close the doors to the airplane, and who walks on? An extremely obese Asian woman with facial hair. And she walks on, and I'm like, please don't sit next to me, please don't sit next to me. And I turn around, and there are no open seats on the plane. So of course she comes and sits right next to me and on me. And her like fat rolls are like rolling over onto me. Like, so I'm like this in my chair, and I couldn't lean my chair back because we were taking off. So I had my blanket like in my face, and she was all over my, like, she was like, her body was engulfing my body. And it was really awful. Did you survive? I survived. I'm here. I'm in Washington. Another video popped up recently that I want to address, and it's a video that I filmed 12 years ago where I talk about taking a flight and an overweight woman sat next to me, and I talk really negatively about her, and it's awful. And I watched this clip and I was appalled and shocked that those things were coming out of my mouth 12 years ago, because that is not the woman who I am today. I'm such a huge advocate for women and women's bodies and loving every shape and every size, and the fact that I talked negatively about someone who was overweight is absolutely disgusting to me.
Time and time again, she's made fun of people's body types, imitated accents, and ridiculed different cultures and communities. For Colleen, it often seemed like no topic was off limits if it could be turned into a punchline. But the impact of those jokes was real. Instead of uplifting or entertaining, her content frequently targeted vulnerable groups, reinforcing harmful stereotypes and making people feel embarrassed or excluded. Colleen's Miranda Sings shows were no different than her online content. In fact, these performances were far more obscene and disturbing than her online videos. Colleen Ballinger herself admitted during one of her shows that her performances were not entirely appropriate for a younger audience. She also admitted that she received a lot of hate from mothers, as most of them were confused why their children liked Colleen so much.
So I'm having a little boy. There's a tiny little penis in there. Is that weird? I don't know, so that kids here. You think this is just some dumb YouTuber show? Don't worry, it is. But also, I try very hard to make my show enjoyable for everybody. You know, there are jokes for the kids that the kids can laugh at tonight, but I also have a lot of jokes in my show that are a little bit more mature, a little bit inappropriate, that will go over the kids' heads. No offense to you kids, but you guys are dumb. So they'll go over your heads. And then parents will have something to enjoy tonight too. So don't worry, you'll have fun tonight. But I do get a lot of hate from parents, especially moms. One of the most frequent things that moms say to me when they meet me is, I don't know why my kid likes you. So I did write when I went through puberty, and this is what I said. Personal note, my boobs are popping out and they are killing me. And I drew a picture, just in case my diary needed to know what that looks like. Okay, so as I went through puberty, I had a rough time. Puberty was very hard for me. And so here's one of my favorite pages during puberty. Hate,
This is my feelings towards life. Lava lamps are really cool. Colleen Ballinger.
After watching this clip, we seriously can't blame women who are worried about their kids obsessing over Colleen. The joke at the start of the video where she literally s***ed her own unborn child is insane. And the fact that she believes kids and teenagers don't understand her lewd jokes tells us a lot about her twisted and messed up mindset. If this clip made you uncomfortable, hold up, because what we're about to show you will shake you to your core. During one of her live shows, Miranda Sings invited a young audience member on stage, asked him to pretend he was on a date with her, and made him eat cheese balls directly from her pants.
Let me just slip this on. And how old are you?
8. I'd love them. I can't believe I'm reaching in there right now.
We'd like to remind you that this kid at the time of the show was hardly 8 years old. That's how young Colleen's audience members were. And yet she thought it was okay to behave in a manner, crack highly inappropriate jokes, and even engage young fans in indecent skits. Another victim of Colleen who was called on stage and treated horribly was a girl named Becky. In June 2023, a clip was going viral on the internet where Colleen was spreading Becky's legs as far as she could while a fart sound played in the background. On June 10, 2023, Becky reposted the video to her Twitter account, stating that Colleen had put her in a vulnerable position when she was still a minor, and that the experience left her feeling deeply embarrassed. She added that after the incident, she felt so exposed that she had to cover herself up before even standing up from the ground. Sometime later, Becky also posted a video on her TikTok account narrating more details about the incident. She revealed that Colleen typically had segments in her Miranda Sings shows where she invited young fans on stage. During these segments, Colleen often children's clothing by calling their outfits porn and made them perform weird skits. Becky was also called on stage to be part of a segment. During the skit, Colleen spread Becky's legs so wide that her spandex was visible while thousands of people were laughing and cheering in the background. Becky said that this incident was so embarrassing for her that it gave her trauma for years.
Becky, I'm the girl in this video, and this video has over 1 million views, and that is a lot of people to be seeing this story without hearing it from me, so I want to explain this. So I was a fan of Colleen and all the Ballinger family for a very, very long time, and I think in this video I was about 16. If you've never been to a Miranda show, Colleen frequently has segments where she calls people up on stage. One of those segments was the bit, which I'm not really going to be explaining in this video, but that's why I was kind of trying to dress skimpy so that I would be called up on stage and basically get degraded by Miranda. But I did not get called up for that. I got called up for the yoga challenge. Now, as soon as I stood up from the audience, I saw Colleen's eyes widen because she realized I was not wearing pants. But for some reason, that didn't stop her from continuing. In fact, no adult at any point stepped in this situation. So we get to the point in the yoga challenge where I am laying down and Colleen is spreading my legs basically as far as she can. She spreads them so far that you can see the spandex I was wearing under my romper.
Becky was also upset that no adult at any point stepped in to stop what was happening to her. Whatever Colleen did on stage violated her body and also put her safety at risk. According to Becky, when she was leaving the venue after this incident, she saw some men looking at her in a predatory manner because Colleen literally exposed her body on stage.
But that screenshot is the most important because that is the moment I will never forget, where I was laying under Colleen and she was smirking down at me while thousands of people were laughing, and I was terrified that my body wasn't covered up enough by the spandex or the romper. I basically felt naked, so it felt incredibly violating. I was younger and my body was still developing and I was still becoming comfortable with myself, so for her to use my body as entertainment on stage really set my confidence back quite a lot. And not to mention, after all this, after the show, I had to walk back to my car where there was many men staring at me in a very predatory way that they were not looking at me before because of how exposed I had been on stage. So I literally did not feel safe leaving the venue. And I'm not saying this was assault, although people are debating that in that comment section, but as someone who has been assaulted, this situation gave me that same feeling where it feels like you need to purge and clean out your insides, just that.
This incident is a stark example of how Colleen used Miranda Sings to and violate children on stage. These incidents were so frequent and so disgusting that looking back at them just makes you feel sick to the stomach. Another such incident that left everyone disgusted was when Colleen made a child put a stuffed toy inside his shirt and say that he was pregnant. In this act, Colleen pretended to be Miranda's uncle, who was constantly making weird comments. At one point, Colleen said that she liked little girls with an extremely creepy and disgusting smile. Then she made this kid perform a childbirth scene on stage while she herself played the nurse. During the skit, you can hear the nurse shamelessly say that the kid performing the scene smelled fertile. Colleen's offensive and completely unacceptable behavior continued throughout the act. At one point, she went as far as to insert her entire body between the kid's legs. Besides this, Colleen also suggested numerous times in her shows, tweets, and YouTube videos that Miranda had a creepy uncle who abused her. In Colleen's twisted mind, it was completely okay to joke about something so serious and triggering. She even joked about Miranda's uncle molesting her in a self-help book targeted towards children. This wasn't the only troubling content people discovered in Miranda Sings' self-help book. Although the book was marketed towards kids, it was filled with inappropriate jokes that Colleen likely assumed kids wouldn't understand. But here's the thing, those kids grew up, and many now realize just how problematic the book really was. Several pages from the book have resurfaced online, showing examples of this disturbing content. In one section titled How to Cuddle, Miranda gave instructions on how to cuddle with uncles, accompanied by an image that many now view as highly inappropriate. On another page, she mentioned playing with her daddy's saddle in a very private place in her uncle's house, which raised even more red flags. There's also a page where Miranda teaches readers how to draw a hot dog, but the drawing oddly resembles something very inappropriate. A former fan even made a video breaking down these uncomfortable details, admitting that they once loved the book as a child, completely unaware of how disturbing some of the content truly was.
Of them all is the page. I know that this isn't technically, but knowing that children are going to read this and might be curious, oh, what is person?
Some really questionable things in this book that I read as a 12-year-old girl who was obsessed with this person.
Miranda Sings' segment was also extremely questionable and problematic. In this segment, she called young kids on stage who were wearing revealing clothes and said that their outfits looked like porn. Children who followed Colleen's content knew that they would be called on stage if they wore revealing clothes to the show. In fact, it was later revealed that she encouraged kids sitting in the front row to dress the part so they would be called on stage for the segment.
Areas, get rid of the porn and that'll do the trick, okay? So those are the ways to get rid of porn. Do you guys understand porn clothing? Yeah! Okay, good. Here's porn. This is porn. This is porn. This is porn. This is porn.
Some people who attended Colleen's shows during 2014 and 2015 took to Twitter and Reddit to explain what sitting in her shows felt like. A Reddit user said that they attended Colleen's show in 2014 with a family member when they were in 6th grade. They shared that watching Colleen make inappropriate and jokes during her show was very uncomfortable, almost like watching a bad scene from a movie while sitting next to your parents. The jokes felt awkward and out of place, especially because of the young people in the audience. In a Twitter thread from 2018, an adult fan talked about what it was like to go to one of Colleen's live shows. He had watched her videos online and liked her humor, thinking it was meant for adults. But when he got to the show, he was surprised to see that the room was full of kids and teenagers, many with their parents. As the show continued, he was amazed to see Colleen use abusive language and make highly disgusting jokes in front of so many children and their parents. He narrated that some parents were also shocked and looked clearly mad. He himself was stunned when Colleen called a little girl on stage and said that she was dressed like porn, While Colleen was no good on stage with her dirty jokes and manipulative content, it appeared she was also a toxic friend and a problematic person in real life. Colleen Ballinger reportedly had a strong bond with Trisha Paytas, a well-known OnlyFans creator, TikTok personality, and longtime YouTuber. Their friendship seemed genuine to many fans, as the two frequently collaborated over the years. Trisha appeared in multiple vlogs on Colleen's channel, and they even launched a podcast together called Oversharing, where they discussed everything from motherhood to internet drama. Their dynamic was often described as chaotic but entertaining, as many followers praised how open and candid they were with another. However, things took a turn when Adam McIntyre revealed that during one of their private group chats, Colleen allegedly sent him Trisha's explicit content from her OnlyFans account, despite Adam being only 15 at the time. According to Adam, Colleen not only shared the images without consent, but also made fun of Trisha's body, encouraging him to do the same. Adam wrote in his tweet that Colleen used to send Trisha's nudes to him, and that they both made fun of her body. Adam was not the only one who received Trisha's nudes. Johnny, who worked for Colleen, also stated that she often sent him inappropriate pictures of Trisha. Not only that, it was later revealed by Trisha herself that Colleen used to host watch parties where she would invite people to watch her OF content and criticize her body.
Sending these to fans unsolicited, the context of which she was sending these, I don't get the purpose. I don't know if there was an inside joke I'm missing on this. The fan said, "Hey, congratulations on becoming parents." Which a month later, she just responds with a nude of me and says, "You look so pretty in this." And these weren't a long time ago. This is someone well into their 30s, just gave birth sending nudes. And a month prior, I was in her house meeting her child and doing a mukbang, meeting her newborn and doing a mukbang with her. In these texts, there's also friends of hers. They showed the viewing parties that were talked about to make fun of me. I don't know, it's very odd. But I kind of gave her outs because I was like, hey, like, you know, we've talked crap about me, that's fine. We weren't that close back then, I guess, like, you know, whatever. And she vehemently denied, no, I've never sent pictures of you. Like the underage fan would send me pictures of you, not specifying if they were nude or not.
When this information first came out, Trisha immediately reached out to Colleen to ask if the claims were true. As expected, Colleen denied everything. She told Trisha that Adam was twisting the story to make her look bad. At first, Trisha believed her. After all, they'd been friends for a long time. But over time, Trisha began to see that it was actually Colleen who was being dishonest and manipulative. In her response video, Trisha was clearly heartbroken and angry. She said she was shocked and upset that her OnlyFans content had been sent to a minor without her knowledge. Even though she hadn't done anything wrong, she still apologized to Adam for what had happened. This situation left her so hurt that she publicly announced she would be cutting ties with Colleen for good and would never speak to her again.
And that's it. That is my statement on it, and I'm not going to speak on this again. I will never speak on Colleen again. She just does not exist to me anymore.
Colleen also had a reputation in the YouTube community for talking badly about other creators and people in the industry. Shane Dawson once revealed in an interview that he found Colleen to be one of the shadiest and meanest people he'd ever met. He shared that every time he ran into her, she was always quick to start gossiping about others behind their backs. While Shane shared this information on a lighter note, some fans revealed that Colleen's love for gossip and drama caused them intense harm. A former fan on TikTok revealed that Colleen used to talk bad about them when they were only 13 years old. Colleen allegedly told the entire fandom that this fan was annoying and ungrateful, causing people to turn against her and even send her death threats. This fan mentioned that while she was severely being bullied due to Colleen's actions, she chose to sit, relax, and watch a 13-year-old kid get tormented. This was not the only time Colleen behaved this way. In this video, Adam McIntyre revealed that Colleen had a long-standing habit of mocking her own fans behind the scenes. According to Adam, it was alarmingly normal for her to make fun of people who supported her, often targeting their insecurities or personal appearances. What's worse, she would sometimes encourage others, including members of her fan community, to join in. Whether it was criticizing the way a fan looked, making jokes about their interests, or laughing at private messages, Colleen reportedly treated many of her followers as the butt of the joke.
And this was a common theme where we would find someone in the fandom that was doing something bizarre, and it would become an inside joke where we'd make fun of them.
Adam also revealed how Colleen once made fun of a fan who got her name tattooed on their wrist.
With a Sharpie and a pen, literally redo the tattoo and make fun of her and make fun of her mental health for being like, why would someone want to do that? And Colleen would partake in those conversations.
Besides this, Colleen was also very insensitive towards fans with disabilities or illnesses. A former fan of Colleen revealed that Colleen once made fun of her speech impediment. This is what the fan wrote. I got called up on stage to play this game with her, and when I introduced myself, she made fun of my speech impediment. At first, I was fine with it. I was uncomfortable, but I just thought it was all part of the show. Looking back, I realized how insecure that made me feel after. Johnny Silvestri also tweeted, confirming that Colleen based pieces of her Miranda show on her disabled relative. Not only that, during one of her live shows, Colleen once left a young child with autism alone on stage for nearly 20 minutes. According to Johnny, who shared this disturbing incident online, the child appeared visibly distressed and overwhelmed. He stood frozen under the spotlight wearing a Chewbacca head that Colleen had asked him to put on as part of a bit. Instead of guiding or helping him, Colleen seemingly forgot he was even there. No crew member stepped in, and the audience watched uncomfortably until one of the child's guardians finally came up and gently led him off the stage. For many, this moment highlighted how careless and unprepared Colleen often was when involving children in their performances. Colleen was not only horrible to her fans and audience, but she also treated her colleagues very badly. April Koroku, a black woman who worked as a writer's assistant on Colleen's Netflix special, Hate Her Back Off, recounted racism and unhinged behavior from her. In an article she posted on her own personal site, April mentioned that she heard Colleen using the N-word on the set. She also recalled how Colleen casually used to make racial and discriminatory jokes. April mentioned that Colleen once said that having so many people of color on the set was distracting for her. Not only that, she once asked the management to remove an Asian market from the set and turn it into a bodega. She shamelessly used the term Asian shit to describe this market. According to April, Colleen's general behavior on the set was also not very respectful. She would often make mean comments about her juniors, and everybody was forced to just take her crap. This is what April wrote on her personal website. She had a knack for making funny, biting comments about people around her, and since we all had to thank her for our jobs, we were forced to just go with it. She saw no issue with commenting on my hair, my clothes, or asking about my personal life. Her lack of boundaries was remarkable. April also explained how uncomfortable she was with the idea of Uncle Jim having a relationship with Miranda. She said that Colleen was extremely keen on having these two characters somehow have actual on screen. This is what April said on her website. It all felt deeply wrong. She would show us photos of the packed rows of smiling children who had attended her show the night before, and in the same breath, spend hours trying to think of a way to show Miranda and Uncle Jim all but having on screen. Despite her Netflix show being rated PG-13, it included many jokes that were clearly inappropriate. Viewers were left confused about how the show's script even got approved, given how much of the content seemed far from suitable for younger audiences. Many people online have questioned how a show with such suggestive and uncomfortable humor made it into a mainstream platform, especially when Colleen's fan base included so many children and teens. Watch this clip, for instance, where Miranda and Uncle Jim are making a semen joke.
All right.
Oh, the cream shot out of my package. Sorry.
Well, that's all right. It landed on my buns. I like them extra sticky.
Well, if you squeeze harder, more will come out.
Oh, good idea. Hey, you guys. Guys.
Thankfully, this scene was later removed from the show to get a TV PG rating. After 3 years, the truth about Colleen Ballinger was finally out. People who initially believed her side of the story in 2020 also came back to their senses and apologized to Adam for defending Colleen. Content creators like Kendall Ray and Dustin Daly posted videos apologizing to Adam while also discussing Colleen's disturbing actions.
Multiple people, but specifically Adam McIntyre, who I have been chatting with on Twitter and he has just been so kind. I actually reached out to him and apologized because a few years ago I had tweeted in defense of Colleen, and I regret it majorly. I did not understand the situation fully. I really was manipulated by her explanation, her video addressing things that was just so glazed over and untruthful, really, of what actually happened. And I feel terrible. This has taught me a real lesson that even people you would never imagine
Being
could
capable.
capable of doing some horrific things. I mean, you think you really know someone by watching them on YouTube, and you don't. And that is just, this whole thing has shown me so much, and I truly feel terrible. Like Janelle, feel so sad. Feel kind of like deceived in a way.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. This person that we thought, you know, like Kendall said, we knew and we understood and admired in a lot of ways. I looked up to Colleen in a lot of ways. And yeah, we were big fans, but obviously we didn't know everything that had been going on. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't have been big fans.
No.
But, you know, from the stuff that we had seen, I was always a big fan of her and looked up to her in a lot of ways. And so, you know, this coming out and us learning about all of these things from her past is just so disturbing, disgusting, and we just want to make it clear that we do not stand by this or her at all. We do not support her in any way anymore. And like I said, our hearts go out to the people that were involved in all of this.
Yeah.
It's just really disturbing, and we obviously wanted to come on here and make it known because of the, you know, obviously this is what we talk about on this show, but at the same time, because we have talked about her in a supportive way in the past, we want to make sure that you guys are aware of where we stand.
Yeah. I mean, this stuff is really serious. She at this point hasn't addressed anything. I hope she does.
I don't know.
I don't think it should change anyone's opinions. I mean, what she did was just so foul and unforgivable in my opinion. It's hugely disappointing. It makes me feel gross. Learning about all of this has been so disturbing. There are endless videos on it on YouTube. If you just type in her name, we want to direct you right to Adam McIntyre's videos. We will have links to his content below where he gets into it in detail.
Yeah.
It's best to hear it from him, but also the Do We Know Them podcast. Our friends Jesse and Lily did a really great job, in my opinion, going over it all. That's where I really found out about it. Once they had released their episode, and I was just floored watching this.
During this time, TMZ also reported that Colleen was losing sponsors due to the ongoing controversies. Companies that were sponsoring Colleen's podcasts reportedly backed off, as they didn't want to be associated with someone who's on the verge of a terrible downfall. After all the accusations and the overwhelming amount of evidence that came to light, the obvious next step for Colleen should have been to take accountability, apologize sincerely, and step away from the internet. But she chose to do the opposite. Instead of addressing the serious allegations, Colleen remained silent throughout the entire month of June. Shockingly, during this time, she was reportedly selling canceled merchandise at her live shows, turning the controversy into a joke and mocking the victims who had spoken out. She even introduced a new color to the merch line, doubling down rather than backing off. What disturbed the internet even more than her smug attitude was her complete and calculated silence. By then, major media outlets like TMZ and Rolling Stone had published detailed reports on the situation, painting Colleen in an extremely negative light. At that point, even people who had never followed her content knew that she was being accused of grooming, manipulation, and inappropriate behavior. Her live shows in several cities were being canceled in response to the backlash. Still, Colleen said nothing. On June 15, 2023, Colleen's close friend Tia released a video explaining how Colleen was dealing with the backlash. According to Tia, Colleen's way to deal with the backlash was not looking at it, not acknowledging it, and not giving it any kind of attention. Colleen thought ignoring everything was an ideal way to take her revenge.
I just commend her for, she's been on social media for 16 years with Miranda Sings, her own personal life. I mean, everything that she does, her podcast, Instagram, TikTok, everything, YouTube. And I just commend her because she was telling me, she's like, I get so much hate, so many people say so many things, and she just gave the best advice, and she just said, don't even look at it, don't even acknowledge it, don't even give it any kind of attention, and that's the best revenge. And I thought that was just so wise and so good to hear.
Well, this video did not sit well with Colleen's critics. While she continued to stay silent publicly, her young fans, especially those still in the infamous Weenies group chat, were growing increasingly frustrated. Many of them, confused and upset, began urging her to speak up about the allegations and offer some sort of explanation or defense. Instead of responding, Colleen completely withdrew. She ignored their concerns, refused to acknowledge the growing backlash, and eventually left the group chat altogether. For many of her longtime fans, this felt like a betrayal. They had supported her for years and were now met with complete silence at a time when they needed answers the most. Her disappearance only deepened the suspicion and disappointment surrounding her. Then, eventually, on June 28, 2023, Colleen finally decided to respond. Not with a sincere apology, but with a terrible song. Many people on the internet termed this response as the worst ever apology in the history of YouTube. Watch the video to know what we're talking about.
Hey, it's been a while since you saw my face. I haven't been doing so great, so I took a little break. So a lot of people are saying some things about me that aren't quite true. Doesn't matter if it's true though, just as long as it's entertaining to you. Right? You guys having fun? All aboard the toxic gossip train. You're chugging down the tracks of misinformation. The toxic gossip train. You got a one-way ticket to manipulation station. Toxic gossip train. Tie me to the tracks and harass me for my past. 'Cause rumors look like facts. If you don't mind the gaps, I won't survive in the crash. But hey, at least you're happy.
After all that has happened, she still has the audacity to pin everything on her young fans. She clearly stated that people were confusing rumors with facts without realizing that there was tons of evidence against her. Leaked group chats, racist tweets, videos of inappropriate behavior on stage and whatnot.
You'll be willing to listen. Here we go. Many years ago, I used to message my fans, but not in a creepy way like a lot of you are trying to suggest. It was more of a loser kind of way, where I was just trying to be besties with everybody. It's kind of like when you go to like a family gathering, you know, and there's a weird aunt there, keeps coming up to you and going like, hey girl, what's the tea? And you're like, ugh. That was me, but in group chats with my fans. It was weird. I've been sharing my life online for over 15 years. I've poured my heart out to you, and because of that I feel like I'm talking to my friends, but in the beginning of my career, I didn't really understand that maybe there should be some boundaries there. There were times in the DMs when I would overshare details of my life, which was really weird of me. I haven't done that for years, you see, because I changed my behavior and I took accountability.
Colleen is delusional enough to think that there is nothing creepy and unsettling about trying to be best friends with a 13-year-old kid. No matter how unhappy you are in your life, you can't dump your traumas onto kids and expect them to validate you. And we can't ignore the fact that this woman at 30 years old talked to kids and her teenage fans about this.
But that's not the point of your mob mentality, is it? No. Your goal is to ruin the life of the person you despise while you dramatize your lies and monetize their demise. Yeah. I feel like I can already hear the comments on this video. She's gaslighting, manipulating. Oh, she's a narcissist and a rat. I would never make a mistake like that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that all of you are perfect, so please criticize me. Bring out the daggers made from your perfect past and stab me repeatedly in my bony little back. I'm sure you're disappointed in my little song. I know you wanted me to say that I was 100% in the wrong. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take that route of admitting to lies and rumors that you made up for clout. Hey everybody, I found someone new to harass. She did some things that I do not like in her past. So everybody gather around, cause we're about...
This video does not even slightly look like an apology. It feels like Colleen is once again trying to manipulate the situation and play the victim.
I also wanted to take a minute to talk about that girl, Miranda Sings. You know the one. Yeah, her. She's PG-13. It says that on my website, and it's always been that way. And that's why you won't find my videos on the YouTube Kids app. Anyway, I didn't realize it was my responsibility to decide what was appropriate for every kid to see. I've always relied on parents to decide if they're comfortable with their families watching my YouTube videos or coming to my live shows. Now, have I made some jokes in poor taste? Yes. Have I made lots of dumb mistakes? Yes. Am I sad that there are some fans who feel betrayed? Yes.
Well, Colleen says in this part of the video that Miranda Sings has always been PG-13. There's evidence suggesting that this claim, like everything else Colleen has said in this video, isn't true. A Reddit user pointed out that until 2018, there was no clear statement on the Miranda Sings website about the show being PG-13 or having adult references. The disclaimer was added sometime between February 16th and February 24th, 2018. The user also claimed that they even checked some of the external ticketing site links to see if a disclaimer was there, and it wasn't. It's unnerving that Colleen shared only one fact in her terrible response video, and it wasn't even true. In her so-called apology video, Colleen claimed that her content was never intended for children, stating that her videos didn't appear on the YouTube Kids app because they were always rated PG-13. But this claim quickly fell apart. A simple search on the app showed that many of her videos were in fact available to young viewers, giving kids easy access to content that was clearly not age-appropriate. The contradictions didn't stop there. Colleen routinely invited children under the age of 13 on stage during her Miranda Sings live shows, involving them in skits that often included inappropriate or suggestive humor. If her content was truly intended for teens and adults, what were young children doing on stage at her shows? Adding to the confusion, Colleen was nominated for Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards multiple times, an event specifically designed to celebrate kid-friendly entertainment. She proudly attended the ceremonies and even promoted her nominations. If her content wasn't aimed at children, why was she so involved in events tailored to a young audience? Colleen's claims about her content being strictly PG-13 fall apart under even the slightest scrutiny. Her words didn't match her actions, and the internet saw right through it. After Colleen's apology video, the internet was literally in fits. While some thought this was the most bizarre apology they had ever witnessed in the history of YouTube, others found Colleen's response to be extremely hilarious. Notable content creators on YouTube, including Adam McIntyre and H3, reacted to Colleen's response while dissecting her terrible apology.
Get my phone a second. So, she posts this video, and this is her response. This is Colleen's response to... I need to put it in both my earphones. This is her response to everything. This woman refused to respond to every news publication under the earth. She also refused to apologize to me or anybody, privately or publicly. I tweeted out and said, very early on in this, I tweeted out and said, hey, I will stop talking about my specific thing if I just get a private and public apology to me and my parents. And I don't even get a private apology.
Entertaining to you, right? You guys having fun?
While we can all sit around and joke about how this is the worst YouTuber apology ever, let's be clear, this is not an apology. Colleen begins her response by accusing the viewer of taking voyeuristic pleasure in her downfall and spreading lies about her. An apology doesn't start with an accusation.
For those that aren't sure what's really happening with the Colleen Ballinger situation, there's a lot to catch up on, but this video is gonna sum it up real quick. Okay, here we go. Colleen Ballinger, you were inappropriately talking to children and them, amongst other things, and we have video, screenshots, and photo proof of you doing this, and you can't deny that you did this. What say you?
accountable if I did anything wrong. That's awesome.
Learn from their mistakes and grow and change their behavior and be a better person. And this is something that I've always tried to do when I make mistakes, and it's something that I will continue to try to do. What? Oh, you don't care? Oh, okay.
See, like that.
Well, hold on. We do care.
Me. That's intensely rehearsed.
Why
and
do you
also,
say we don't care?
Why'd you cut yourself off? That's the only thing we care about.
We actually do care.
She knows.
In every sense, Colleen's apology video only made things worse. Instead of taking genuine accountability, she posted a 10-minute video where she avoided directly apologizing and downplayed the serious accusations against her. Most shockingly, she sang the entire apology while playing a ukulele, turning a serious situation involving manipulation and the exploitation of young fans into what felt like a performance. The tone-deaf nature of the video sparked even more outrage online. Many viewers felt that rather than showing remorse, Colleen was mocking her victims. After significant outrage online on Colleen's supposed apology, all of her Miranda Sings shows were canceled. Some people also accused Colleen of uploading her ukulele song to iTunes and Apple Music. But Colleen's legal team responded, claiming that these accusations were untrue and baseless, as Colleen never uploaded any song to these online platforms. After this incident, Colleen completely disappeared from the internet. But after a while, she uploaded a video titled Fall Vlog to her vlogging channel. While this video was titled something different, Colleen started it by addressing the controversies and apologizing to her viewers. And this time her apology was a little bit better, making it clear that Colleen had realized how terrible and completely bizarre her last response was. In this video, Colleen took genuine accountability, apologizing to the people she hurt, and proceeded to film her vlog.
I've missed talking to everyone every single day. Obviously, the last video that I posted on here is really embarrassing, to say the least. I was being accused of some pretty awful things, and I just was mad, and I should have handled that situation with maturity and empathy, but instead I just let my ego take over, and I'm really disappointed in myself. So here's what I want to say today. Over the last 15 years of my career, there have been moments where I was immature and inappropriate with some of my comedy, and there were times when I did not put enough thought into some of my fan interactions, and because of that behavior, people got hurt, and I am so sorry. I never wanted to hurt anybody, but it's clear that I did, and I feel so terrible about that. I'm going to create a positive, kind, inclusive, safe space online with my content. And if you want to be a part of my journey online, I would love to have you, and if not, I completely understand. I do not expect anyone to welcome me back with open arms. I don't expect to change anyone's mind with this video. I just wanted to come on here and say that I'm sorry, and I wanted to try to show people that it's possible for someone to grow and learn and be better after making mistakes many, many years ago. So that's what I'm going to do.
A year later, Colleen is now focused on creating vlogs, capturing her life with her husband Eric and her children. She does not do live shows anymore, and her viewership has dropped significantly. Colleen Ballinger's downfall wasn't just a fall from grace, it was a complete crash of her fake online persona. Once praised as a quirky, family-friendly entertainer, she's now remembered as a manipulative figure who blurred every boundary she should have respected. As the internet peeled back the layers of her career, from disturbing onstage antics and inappropriate jokes to sending explicit content to minors and gaslighting former fans, it became clear that this wasn't just a series of misunderstandings. This was a pattern, a dangerous one. And when she finally broke her silence, instead of remorse, she picked up a ukulele and sang her way through an apology, turning a serious situation into a joke. What could have been a moment of accountability became the most bizarre mockery of responsibility we've seen in influencer history. What makes Colleen's downfall even more unsettling is how long it took for the truth to surface, and how many voices were ignored along the way. For years, fans, fellow creators, and even children tried to speak up, only to be dismissed or silenced. It took undeniable receipts and mounds of evidence to finally unmask Colleen Ballinger and hold her accountable. In the end, Colleen was exposed for who she really was, a manipulator and a horrible person. The curtain has finally closed on Colleen's illusion. And what's left isn't the voice of Miranda Sings, but the sound of a once adored creator crumbling under the weight of her own lies. What do you think about Colleen Ballinger's downfall? Tell us your thoughts in the comments section below. If you like this deep dive, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. We upload intense and explosive documentaries almost daily on our channel. Connect with us to catch up on the most gripping and mind-numbing internet drama.